let's go. Scoot back. You don't know how to scoot back? All right, give me 5 scoots.
Remember the lesson.
That's right.
Yeah,
Man, those are lame. Listen. All right. So here's how you scoot back. All right. So we're gonna place our hands on the mat, and then you're gonna put your feet down, and you're gonna slide your butt backwards. And usually you can go at least as much as your legs will extend. Maybe sometimes a little bit more. All right. Try that. 5 scoots. Go. You're going the wrong direction. All right. Good. That's good. You know how to do it now. All right.
3.5 times.
Hey! No. Okay, double leg. How many guys in here know a double leg? Good. Good. Okay, now listen. I know everybody in here knows a double leg. Everybody in here knows a double leg, a single leg, a high crunch. Everybody does. Everybody in California does. Everybody in China does. In Russia. But there's a difference between what the state champ is doing and what maybe the state qualifier is doing. Or the guy that's wrestling in the Big Ten versus the high school wrestler. It's all still a double leg. Alright? Here's what separates the great guy from the average guy. 1, setup. Yeah, you all know a double leg, but how good is your setup to get you in? 2, position. Can you hit a double leg and be in your stance? 3, motion. Can we hit a double leg, be in our stance, and be capable of moving? And then 4, intensity. How intense am I? Okay? Here's the problem. You guys put number 4 in front of number 1, 2, and 3. You try to be intense first before you have the setup, position, the motion. I need setup, position, motion. We'll get intense later. Okay? Build the fundamentals, then we can get a little bit fierce. Hey, you guys, I want you over there. I told you before, I want everybody in front of me. Now, same thing over here. All right, my opponent's got 3 lines of defense. Did anybody talk about this? Okay, last time maybe. Listen, did anybody talk about this camp? No. My opponent's got 3 lines of defense. His head, his hands, and then his hips. Okay? My setup is going to beat Matthew's head and his hands. Okay? And then my finish beats his hips. You guys, your setup, meaning little guys, not you specifically, elementary, middle school, and high school guys, your setup typically is just shoot. There's no anything that's trying to get him out of his stance. That's the problem. I want you to focus, and I've already talked about this, I want you to focus about getting this guy out of his stance. We're going to do that by changing level and direction. I talked about this a little bit. This is a level change. This is a direction change. I want to do those 2 things at the same time. As I change level and direction, I put weight and pressure on Matthew. Okay? As I make Matthew move, as I make him fight to stay in the stance, he's got 1 of 2 options. 1, he's not capable of fighting enough. He doesn't have the skills or the strength to fight my pressure, and he falls to the mat. That's option 1. Option 2. All right, this is more common. This guy is tough. He's strong. He knows how to move. And he resists my pressure. As I pull down and circle, he raises up and tries to face me. As he raises up, I'm going to let his head come up, and I'm going to let his level get higher than my level. When his head comes up, my head goes down, I get underneath him, I attack his legs. I have to make that happen. That will not magically happen. I need to make him raise his head up. I make him raise his head up by pulling his head down. All right? Because he has to resist that, and he resists it, and I let go, now I can get underneath him. So as I do this, here, he's resisting this way, upwards. If he didn't, I would snap him to the mat, or do an ankle pick, or do a front headlock. Because that's always an option. Those might happen. But as I pull down, he's going to resist. As he resists, I release, I can get underneath him. You guys need to do that. I talked about it earlier, but here's what you do. You push on his shoulders. You push on his head. You don't pull. I want to pull. Here, when he releases his head, when I release his head comes up. Now I can attack his legs. Notice, my head is lower than his head. My hands are inside his hands. Now I can attack to his legs, and I can take a double leg. The double is easy because of the setup. I didn't have a better double leg than anybody else. Maybe I had a better setup than anybody else. All right? We all know the double. But someone in here has a good setup, and someone here has a bad setup. All right? We're going to beat the guy that is better than us. And that's the goal, by getting him out of his stance. That starts here, from the tie. I say this to my high school guys all the time. I say contact, then motion. It's always contact and motion, never just contact. Never just motion. It's contact and motion. We're not out here just moving around, okay? I'm not here just in contact with him. It's contact and motion. Contact and motion. I create movement. My movement creates a reaction. His reaction creates an opening. That opening allows me to attack. All right? That's how we're going to get in on this double leg. Inside tie, collar tie. Very simple position. I'm probably going to also move my right hand. My right hand is going to go from the collar to the double inside tie. So if you guys are capable, we're going to take this right hand from the collar. It's going to drop down right here to a double inside tie. Notice, both my hands are over top his tricep. I have what we call a double inside tie. This is a overwhelming position advantage for me. I have a huge position advantage. I'm beating both arms here, and it's going to be an easy way for me to attack either side. All right? This is not going to last very long. One more thing. The more I change in wrestling, my tie-up, my my attack, my direction, my level, my pace, the harder it is for him to beat me. If I always do this, forward, 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 this guy's going to figure it out. I'm going to get worse. He's going to get better. However, if I can change my tie-up, my attack, which side I'm going from, it's going to get harder for him to defend me. All right? That's where it's doing a small piece of that right here. Why? Because I'm dropping my right hand. My right hand's going from the collar to the inside tie. I'm doing this. So it's harder for Matthew to defend me because he's thinking I'm attacking with the collar tie, and I'm actually going to be attacking with an inside tie. So inside tie, collar tie, shift to the double inside tie, circle and pull. Now from here, notice, I got my head lower than his head, and I'm going to penetrate. My knee penetrates over my toe, and my arms shoot towards his leg. When I do this, my head goes to the outside of his body, always to the outside, okay? From here, I'm in bad position actually. Look, this is where most of you guys stop, and this is what's going to separate you from your competition. Most of you guys, just stand straight up for a second, most of you guys stop right here, and you do this. You put this knee down. And now you're in a position where you're hoping to beat him with your arms, not with your body. My goal is to beat Matthew by getting all his weight to his left foot. All his power is in his hips. His third line of defense is his hips. His ability to sprawl comes here. I'm going to beat this not by going this way, but by going across. From here, my left foot steps up big. Notice, I now have an angle on Matthew. I'm looking basically across his back. Notice how I'm looking this direction. I want to drive this way and get all Matthew's weight on his left foot. If I can do that, I have a good chance of beating Matthew. From here, I drive into him. Now, from here, I'm going to immediately change direction again. So I'm not just going to keep driving. I change direction again, and I'm going to circle back. Watch. I take my butt, my hips, this way, in front of his body. Into him, circle back. Into him, circle back. The entire time, I'm in my stance. Watch our direction changes here. This is what I want to see. Inside tie, collar tie. First direction change, I go left. Circle left. Second, I go into him. Third, I go across. Fourth, I circle back. That's the minimum. All right? Here's what you guys do. Reality. You guys do this. Like that. This was just in. It was just in. That's the reality. I want to see direction change. 1, circle left. 2, in. 3, across. 4, circle back. Now look, after I circle back, what happens is I get all the weight on Matthew's left foot. That circle back motion put him exactly where I wanted so I can step across his body and finish. I don't want you to finish yet though. I'm just showing you the evolution here. What I want to see right now is inside tie, collar tie, drop to double inside tie. Double leg, into him, circle back. Into him, circle back a couple times. You with me? Anybody need to see that again? Couple guys. What's this tie-up called? You're going to teach me. Double inside tie. I'm going to change level and what?
Direction.
I change level and direction. I'm going to circle to my left or to my right?
Left.
Good. I circle to my left. Now I'm going to try to change my level and get him to raise up. I do that by pulling. He raises up. Notice, my head is lower than his head. My hands are inside his hands. I'm going to shoot my arms to the legs as my body also explodes towards his hips. From here, my trail leg steps up high. Watch my left foot. Left foot steps up high here. My head and my chest are high. I'm not bent over. My hips aren't back. I'm looking across his body. This way. Now I'm looking down at the mat, not looking that way. I'm looking this way. From here, I drive up into him. Then what do?
Circle back.
Circle back. Circle back. Good. Into him. Circle back. Keep my stance. If I move away, or he moves away, I'm in my stance. Head is up, back is straight, hips underneath me, elbows are pulling back in and down. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.